This is my minimalist, no foundation makeup look, and I'm also going to be telling you about the things that I will not be bringing into 2023. I like to go in first with a SPF, and this is also a primer. So I like to use this Dermalogica one. It has SPF 30. It has a little bit of a sheen, but it doesn't actually cover up any imperfections. Just like to line it like this. Just apply everywhere. So my skin actually is pretty sensitive. As you can tell, just with a touch, it turns red. And I used to wear liquid foundation almost every day, but this was at least 5-6 years ago. The number one thing that has made my skin so much better is really just to stop wearing liquid foundation every day. I love the feeling of being foundation free. Just feels less cakey in general, and if I need a little bit more coverage, I actually just use a tinted moisturizer. See, all my imperfections are still there. You can see this little zit over here, my pores, all the previous blemishes, the scars. I do have some people-pleasing tendencies that I'm trying to get rid of, and I just felt almost like a switch go off in me towards the end of last year, where I really wanted to just do less of the things that I started feeling irritated with myself about. Number one is smiling unnecessarily, even when I don't agree. And the motivation for that was really just to appear agreeable, to be nice, and because it's what's expected from us. And I wanted to be liked as well. But recently, I just felt this urge. If I want to live authentically, if I want people to really know what I like and dislike and what I agree with or not, then I shouldn't be putting up a pretense, right? And linked to that is laughing unnecessarily, even when I don't find things funny. That's something I'm definitely leaving behind. And I think the root of that is really discomfort within myself of who I am. Will I be liked even when I don't laugh at your jokes, or if I don't put in an effort to be with the in crowd? You just use the slightest bit of this instant age rewind, and I've taken off it's a little bit gunky, but I like to take off the sponge. I don't really like concealer to conceal everything. It still kind of shows through, and I feel like maybe that's a parallel to what I'm trying to do emotionally and practically this year, which is to show people really who I am and not have to put up a pretense. I'm gonna also just spot conceal these dark spots from previous breakouts, which is also some redness around the nose. I like to go in there just with whatever's left. Especially this part, I don't like it to get too thick. I feel like a lot of times my response to uncomfortable situations or when I don't know how to react is to laugh, nervously, awkwardly laugh. And I just can't stand that anymore. I'm going to be using this Euphoria blush, color changing blush, which I've been using for quite a few months now. And I love that it feels like skincare and not like another layer on my skin. What I do is I like to do a little heart shape like this. Same thing on the other side, just on the highest point of my cheek. And then I just blend it. Tap, tap, tap. I don't want to laugh at things which are unfunny anymore because I don't want to subscribe to things that I don't actually agree with. I don't want people to like me just because I appear to enjoy the same things when in actual fact I do not. So when I actually do laugh and my face turns red and things like that, I want people to know that that's my genuine reaction. For my brows, I actually already have some eyebrow embroidery that's going on, but I just like to go in with this, you can't see it anymore, but this e.l.f. Wild Brow. I just like to use it to thicken up the hairs because my natural hairs are quite sparse and they're really light, very thin. I just like to go in and darken it a little bit like that. Do you guys think this is a women thing where we laugh uncomfortably at things just to be liked? And we just tend to smile all the time because that's how we've been socialized to be? Because I can't stand it anymore. I find it the artifice and the fakeness of it all makes me highly uncomfortable now. So it's just a little bit darker now, my brows. Then I use an eyelid primer for my oily lids. I've been using this since my teens, but when I first started wearing makeup. And yeah, I'm still using this product many years on. Now I'm gonna do just a little bit of eyeshadow. I like to use this e.l.f. one that I got from the US. It is the bite-size eyeshadow I Love You a Latte. Cute. It's a little bit destroyed because I bring it everywhere with me. It's just like the most basic neutral colors that are matte. I like to go into the hollows, my crease. What I've been really loving recently is when my crow's feet show in photos when I smile. Like these. I absolutely love them. And I don't know why it's been a thing that, has been taught to us that is a sign of aging, it's not good, you gotta get rid of them, you gotta use these eye creams and whatnot. Yes, I do use eye creams, I do moisturize the skin around my eyes, but it's not to get rid of crow's feet. I love that that's the sign of a genuine smile for me. And I just want the real thing. I want genuine things. Yesterday, Daniel and I went on a really long walk, and we like to usually take a week off either at the end of the year or at the beginning of the next year to really pray and reflect on the previous year, as well as pray ahead about the year that's to come, what we've learned, what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep, what we want to do more of, less of. And this year we used a really good resource by Project J, and I'll link that somewhere. I'm gonna go in with this color, just in the middle. We're probably gonna do a separate video just to talk about our planning for the new year. But yeah, this was what I shared with him. I don't want to say yes to things that I'm not actually excited about, so that I can make room and leave space for the things I really, really want to say yes to and give my 100%. And if I, out of fear or out of missing out, I say yes to everything and just to fill my calendar, out of fear of upsetting someone if I don't say yes, then not only am I not stewarding and being responsible for the time and the gifts that have been given to me, I'm also shortchanging the things and people I've said yes to that I can't now commit 100% to. And I like to go in with a little bit of just the darkest color here and on an angled brush just to bring some definition to my waterline. Line my eyes with this. And it's just a little bit, literally just at the end, like a little wing. I used to use almost like a black liquid liner every day when I was using heavy liquid foundation and things like that. But I feel like as I've cut back on the liquid foundation, everything else has kind of become more natural as well. I've been veering more towards browns rather than straight up dark blacks. And for a period of time, I actually also dyed my hair jet black. My hair is actually not completely dark jet black. I wanted it to be a really stark contrast, but it eventually made me look really washed out when I didn't have makeup on. So I just reverted back to my original hair color, and I have not dyed my hair for at least 7 years. Just a little bit of pizzazz on the eyes. Just a little bit of definition at the very tail end. As I extend it just a little bit, concentrate on this very last bit. It's okay if it's not perfect. No one's gonna look that close anyway. Then I like to curl my lashes. It's just some cheap eyelash curler that I maybe got from Mustafa a long time ago. And it still works. Recently, I haven't really been using mascara. I've been using this Curl Keep thing from Heroin Make. And it's a waterproof thing. It's supposed to be, the color is actually called transparent black, whatever that means, glossy black maybe. But yeah, all it does is I really wanted to just keep my lashes lifted. I don't really want them to be super gunky and thick. This is what I've been using. I also bought it in brown, but I haven't really tried the brown yet. I'll just go in with this just to almost like tint my lashes. A little bit for my lower lashes. So it's really just like the lightest coat. I'm not going in with multiple coats, just so the lashes can be curled and they open my eyes up. I don't always powder my face, but when I do, I like to use this Pacifica compact. It's called a neutralizing mineral mattifier, soft focus translucent powder. I just do a little sweep, my T-zone, down my nose, my oily areas, and my eyes a little bit. That's about it. I don't really do the whole face either. Then I like to end off with a little bit of highlight. It's a little gunky, but this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick highlighter is what I like to use. It's a little bit gross, but I do this, I do this, I do under my eyebrows, tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, just a little bit here. For my lips, it really depends on what I'm feeling like doing that day, but today I think I'm gonna use this by e.l.f. I've been using a lot of e.l.f. because these are all from my US trip earlier last year. And this is in the shade Spicy Sienna. Just the slightest bit of color on my lips. On most days, I also just use a tinted lip balm. So my glasses come back on, and this is it. Very minimalist, it feels like nothing at all. Sometimes I even forget I rub my eyes, I scratch my face. But this is my minimalist look for 2023. Let me know if you're gonna try this out. Are you gonna be wearing less foundation? Will you try out not smiling so much when it's not your genuine feeling? And what are some things that you won't be bringing into the new year? Let me know.